If you've seen the title of this video, you know what I'm going to be talking about, so let's get right into it. I want to start by explaining my setup, because that's why most of you are here watching this. Then I want to look a little bit deeper into the kill itself, just in case there's anyone wanting to try to figure out their own strategy or setup, which I highly recommend. Now let's face it, this is the biggest run killer in the game, at least for those of us going for holy frame anyway. So, I run into the room and I kill the 3 cores, left, center and then right, but because of my subpower mashing, I end up killing the middle core last. It's what happens after this that's important. I try to land as close to the middle as I can. Invariably it's going to be a little to the right though, and so we have to run 2 steps to the center, which is what you're watching here. Now as soon as I'm in the center, I jump. It's got to be as clean as possible, there's no waiting around here. The point where I fire is when Builder's on his way down between the middle turret and the blue squares. Otherwise, as soon as you can tell Builder's dropping, you tap off 2 shots. I'll freeze frame here so that you can see exactly where he's positioned. That's my visual cue. If done right, it should glitch the 2 heads. Now for the record, if you're a top runner and you can kill the 3 cores in order and smoothly, and you can land in the middle, no time for repositioning, as long as you jump immediately, your visual cue is when Builder's at the peak of his jump. Seriously, it's literally the exact frame that Builder's at his highest. The basic idea that I'm going for here is I'm trying to use a jump to bleed time, and I'm trying to give myself a visual cue. Now 2 things to note. You do have to be consistent with your core kills, if only for muscle memory, and you do have to be in the exact center of the screen when you jump for the glitch. The reasoning behind my thinking here is that when you use the standard method, which is to say you kill the 3 cores, position yourself in the center, and then you have to wait, I believe it's 16 frames before shooting to make the glitch. 16 frames after the last core is finished exploding. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, please. Point is, how do you even measure 16 frames? That's less than a second. Now, people have talked about tapping your desk as sort of a tactile cue, using music as an audio cue, maybe even having a completely different song playing in your ear that happens to be the right tempo. Who knows? The point is, 16 frames is impossible to count. So if we're being completely honest about the situation, we're pretty much going by gut feel. Nobody's sitting here counting out frames. So I figure if I could just work out a setup where we don't have to count anything, we could hopefully make the strat a little easier, maybe even increase our success rate a bit. One thing is for sure though, the timer for when those heads are going to spawn in only starts after we've killed the last core. Which means, if you think about it, anything happening before or during those core kills is pretty much irrelevant to the glitch. Basically all that matters after the 3 cores are dead is that Builder's in the center of the screen and we tap at exactly the right frame. With the strat I just showed you, that means running 2 steps into the center, jumping immediately and shooting on the way down. Look folks, it's always going to be a frame perfect trick, but maybe we can give ourselves a better visual cue. Well, that's all I have for you in this video, and remember, don't stop shooting.